We're not live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Rsay podcast. This is a special edition. We got 3/4 of the measure of men with me. We got Mr. Big Smash, Bet the House podcast 2021 on Instagram. We got Jay, the Cognac Room underscore podcast on Instagram also. And who we are missing is at the sound of my voice, Mr. Morio J. But I want to say this first and foremost. I think Measure of Men is one of the greatest inventions in time. And I'm glad to be part of it, especially with you guys. And I want you guys to give a shout out and I want you guys to introduce yourselves because we need to motherfucking bring this Measure of Men as big as we can. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'll go first.
Thank you, Jay.
Um, yeah, so I'm Jay Christian of the Cognac Room podcast. Big shout out to everyone who rocks with us, man, because without the people we can't even we would still do what we do and we would find a tribe, but we have a tribe and that's beautiful. So I'm definitely in love with that situation. I feel like we're growing and our fan base is growing, if you want to call it a fan base. But people that rock with us are growing, and so I'm down for whatever, man. I'm always here. I'm always ready. I appreciate the love.
Hell yeah.
Y'all know what it is with me. It's your man Big Smash. I represent Bet the House podcast. Um we everywhere, doing everything, trying to be, you know, a big fish in a big pond. That's just what we do. Uh Once again, I'm with my brothers. I love these two dudes here, man. So we do some incredible things every Thursday on Instagram or YouTube, um, Facebook, all that shit. We everywhere. So once again, we back at it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I really do appreciate it. Now, we had a fun ass time asking questions and doing debate over your quest or our questions. And I wanted to ask y'all kind of a serious question to get off of the fun stuff. So I apologize, y'all. But Joe Rogan,
Facts.
Joe Joe Rogan has come out and apologized for a video compilation that's come out with him using the N word. And now I want to get you guys' opinion first and foremost of the compilation and of the use of the N word. So I'm gonna go ahead with you, Smash Man, first. Now, what do you know about Joe Rogan, and what do you know about the compilation, and also how do you feel about that?
Listen, I don't know. I don't know where these people get off using that word. I mean, the shit is, you know, it's despicable, and it's like, um, I guess it makes them feel cool that they use that word. I guess they feel big enough because they got all this money and they can use the word. And hey, it's my show. I can say whatever the hell I want to. It's like, have some decency, have some respect. I have my own platform, but you don't see me going off calling everybody crackers. You know, cracker this, cracker that, blah blah blah, etc. You don't see me doing that. So it's like, what you say in the comfort of your own home and on your own platform is cool, but have some respect for people who think so little of that word. Now I know people be like, "Oh well, you know, African Americans, they use that word with each other all the time as a term of endearment." Yeah, but that's because it's a different meaning. Like, you guys invented that word as a way to slander us. we flipped it and took it as a term of endearment. But even then, you still have people out here that don't even play that amongst their brothers and they peers. It's like it's you guys are my brothers, but I don't walk up and call you guys bitches as a term of endearment. No, it's just a sign of respect. Joe Rogan think because he got all this money and he got Spotify backing him, he feel like he untouchable. It doesn't matter whatever the hell he says, he can get away with it because Spotify already said, "Hey, we ain't gonna drop him." All these artists are leaving; they don't care because Joe Rogan. I feel like because shit, we invested $100 million into this motherfucker. So shit, we gonna make this shit pay off. We gonna stick with the money maker because Joe Rogan is money, and if we don't pay it, if we drop him, then somebody else will, and they'll get the ratings and they'll get the fan base and all that. To me, Joe Rogan is a joke. He'll say he one of them guys. He'll say anything to get a click, to get a listen, to get a view, to get a, we run into those, and even in the underground scene, we run into those people who will say anything and everything to get a view, to get a like, to get a click. Now, I just feel like Joe Rogan is a joke, and the N word shouldn't come out his fucking mouth. And I don't give a fuck what he say or how he say it. That shit ain't funny, and I ain't laughing. And he one of them motherfuckers that if I ever seen, I'd probably slap the shit out of him because that shit ain't funny, and that shit ain't funny. It ain't cool. It ain't respectable, and I don't honor none of that shit.
Jay?
I want to start this off by saying, if you can't be confused with a nigga, don't use nigga.
Facts.
Real simple. So I had a conversation with a young lady today that talked to me about Latinos that she knew that used the word nigga. And the topic came up that some of them look like us. And so I coined the phrase based on this conversation. If you can't be confused with nigga, don't use nigga. At the end of the day, there are black people in all countries. You know what I'm saying? So that are natives of those countries. So, if you can be confused with, if they would look at you and call you a nigga, then I guess you could use it, I guess. But at the end of the day, like, I don't really want to play those games, man, because yes, I use the word nigga and I use it in a different way and my intentions are totally different. Am I going to say that it's a term of endearment? Maybe. But more than that, it's just a matter of in-house policies and out-house policies. I can say shit when I'm at home with my family, to my family, that I won't allow motherfuckers that don't live in the house with us to say to them. I could call my sister a raggedy snaggletooth bitch, but you let a motherfucker in the street say that to my sister and we going to war. You dig what I'm saying?
What's intention?
Yeah, so it's all about, the motive behind it and the intention. Now, let's address this. Do I feel like he meant malice each and every time he said it? Maybe not. I don't know. But see, it's not my job to have to figure it out. In my opinion, there's certain shit that I'm not going to do to you, and there's certain shit that I don't expect you to do to me.
Facts.
So it's all about respect at the end of the day. So I listened to an episode of Joe Rogan's show where Snoop was there. Snoop, you dropped the N-bomb plenty and many a times. Does that give Rogan the right to say it? In my opinion, no. But I get it. It's like you guys use this word loosely and freely. Okay, got you. I heard you. I understand. But at the end of the day, to err on the side of caution, let's not do that. Because at the end of the day, there are certain things that I normally would say that I wouldn't say in a business meeting or when I'm doing business. I can talk to my homeboys one way, and I don't go out there and talk to my business associates or affiliates that way because it's just there's no place for it. There's no space for it. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not saying cancel Joe Rogan. I'm just saying get in line, nigga. That's it. Stop saying, don't say that. You know what I'm saying?
One thing.
Don't say that. Like, because you don't understand the connotation. You understand it from a perspective, but you don't fully understand the connotation there. You know what I'm saying? And then you're putting the ER on it. And a lot of people will say, oh, what's the difference? The A, the NR, it's all the same. It's different. It's about the intent behind the word. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like it's the picture of a gay dude saying you my bitch and a straight dude saying come here bitch. It's perceived totally differently. Am I lying? If I'm wrong, let me know.
Well, here's what I think. I don't think words can be segregated. I don't think words can be used by one person and not by another. I think words, freedom of speech is where I think I draw the line. I think anybody can say any word they want. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not susceptible to any consequences to the word.
That's what I'm going with. Repercussions.
But, however, if somebody says the word to you and you punch them in the face, that's assault. That is a crime. However, a word is not crime. Words are not a crime. People
I
can
have a
say
question.
anything. Sure.
I'm sorry, but I do have a question.
Nah, go ahead, bro.
If the first time Joe Rogan said the word nigga, people had checked him, do you think he would have continued to freely say the word nigga or
That
nigger?
that video has been out for 13 years.
My question is, had he been
It
checked
doesn't.
the first time, would he have continued in that same capacity? That's the question. Because see,
Probably
what
Probably not. There's a good chance he would not have been. Yes. He's been checked now after 13
right.
years.
You check it
Um
when it starts. You don't wait till 13 years later.
but here's my thing though. But every time he said it, other than the Planet of if anybody's ever seen it, other than the Planet of Apes joke, all he was doing was quoting another comic. And
Right.
he was quoting Paul Mooney, he was quoting Jesus. So many other comedians, man. There's so many coming into my head right now. Red Fox. He was quoting
Yeah.
Red Fox,
Yeah.
Richard Pryor, freaking Paul Mooney. He was quoting these great comics, these great black comics,
Right.
and he was quoting them perfectly, using the exact same words that the comic used.
That
Doesn't
don't
make
make
it less offensive.
that don't make
Why?
it.
That's racist. That's
That's
racist.
not it's
That's
racist to say it
racist.
doesn't make it
That's
less
racist.
offensive.
No, that's racist to say that just because you're not of the same color as me, you can't say this word is
No,
So
racist.
that's
again,
like saying
like I just said,
that's like telling me that I can't I mean, I'm gonna try to give the most vanilla example of this shit. That's like telling me that because I'm not in the clique, I can't say Rsay. I have to call you by your name, Arsenio. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
that's like me running around calling people crackers. You know what I'm saying? That's
But
like me going to
but
call.
that's just it. It's not as
No,
bad of a
no,
word as the
that's
N
not
word.
just it, because it's like shit, motherfuckers, or me calling homosexual the F word, or you know what I'm saying, this what.
You can
You
Look,
say
see what
that
man.
on
he
my
did there?
you can
He
say that
because
on
he
my
knows how
podcast.
offensive that F
Nah,
word
man,
is.
I'm not gonna say that shit. They ain't
Here's the
finna
thing.
try to
No, no,
cancel
listen,
me.
listen, listen. No, I agree with you. I'm making a point from what you just did. You see how him knowing how offensive that F word is, he avoided it.
Facts.
He's not
I didn't
obligated to
avoid it.
do that.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
common
I could
courtesy.
say it, and I don't care about getting canceled, but I
I
still
get
care.
it. I,
That's
I
I
a
care
get the
common
about
com I
people's
courtesy.
get the
feelings.
com I get the common courtesy.
I care
But
about people's feelings. I care about your feelings.
yo, but once
If I know that calling somebody who's a homosexual uh the F word, and I know it's gonna hurt their fucking feelings, and they're gonna be ready to fucking fight me, why the fuck am I gonna say it?
Why? So listen, we stopped calling midgets and we started calling them little people. In my opinion, call me a fucking midget. Don't call me a little people. That shit don't feel right. That's
Facts.
children. I refer to my kids as, listen, stop saying that because the little people are over there and they can't handle this shit. The little people winning my goddamn cookies.
Facts.
The little people, you understand what I'm saying? But it's all about perception. But at the end of the day, this is how I see it, bro. On some real shit. It's not about right or wrong or privilege or not being privileged or being accustomed or not accustomed. What it's about is respect. If his name is Jimmy but he wants to be called Jamie because that's what he identifies as. When I
Facts.
call him Jimmy, it's a fucking problem.
It's offensive to him.
It's offensive to
I
him.
can't listen. I can't
And
tell.
and
I can't
go ahead.
tell Rsay or Jay what's offensive to y'all. You know what I'm saying? If I was to call one of y'all a bitch, to some people, oh man, that's how we talk. But to you guys, that might be
That's fighting words for me.
that's fighting words. You know what I'm
If a
saying?
woman calls me a bitch,
don't
we're done. If a dude calls me a bitch, I'm going in his fucking mouth.
we
Or
don't play like that. We knew
or I'm going to check that shit at the door and say, hey man, listen, maybe you don't know.
now we ain't never had to have that conversation amongst
I've had that
each other.
conversation. I've
Now,
had that conversation.
I'm talking about amongst us.
No, not amongst us. No.
We ain't never had to have that conversation because it's like it's common knowledge. We don't what's understood don't need to be said.
Yes.
But now you have this where white people hang out with black people and then they pick up their nuances and they pick up certain things. And you have black friends who let white friends, hey, it's okay for you to say this word around
No,
me.
you can't say it around me.
But when
You
you
can't
get
say
in the hood, when you get in the town, nah, man, you gotta, it's a certain way you gotta carry yourself. Like again,
But here's
go
I
ahead.
believe I
But-
truly do believe that word can only be accepted by the people that surround you. You cannot say that word in public. That's what I do believe. However,
Yeah.
that is putting a barrier on speech. That is allowing people.
No,
That is absolutely.
So here's
is.
what I'll
If you
say to
ban
that.
if you ban one word, then you got to ban a bunch of words. How
But here's
long
what
will it
I'll say
take?
to
Hold
that.
on, hold on. How long will it take before the term N word becomes offensive? Because
it's
that's what's
already
going to
offensive.
happen. No, it's not. How is it offensive if y'all are saying that Joe Rogan should have said N word instead of the actual word? You know
The
what I'm
N
saying?
word, you saying
The
the N
N word.
word?
It's
I
said.
never said he should
What
have
if
said
somebody?
the A instead of
What?
the ER. I never
It,
said that.
but
What I
it's
said
the
is if
same.
you
It's the same
don't,
word. Let's keep it real. It's the
if you
same
can't be
word.
mistaken as one, then you shouldn't. If you can't be confused
I've been
as an
mistaken.
N,
I ain't gonna
then don't
front.
use the N. So here's what I'm saying. I have friends, you Rsay, or a friend of mine. You're not a white guy. You know what I'm saying? You're not Russian, you're not European in any way, as far as I know, but you have used the N-word. And I even for you, I said, well, man, yeah, a little
I'm too
uncomfortable.
light
I don't
skinned.
really like it. You know what I'm saying? But
Racist.
that's me. That's me being true to who I am as a
Right,
person
that's me
and being
giving
honest
out of, out
with
of
you.
out of us being friends.
Right.
That's me saying, yo, I don't feel comfortable with you
It
saying that
makes me
and
around me.
uncomfortable.
and that's why I
When
don't.
Smash says it, it doesn't sting that same way because
Right.
it's
And how
just it's
how much of
different.
that is race? That's racism, dude.
Not
I don't
That
see it as
is
racism, man.
racism.
that is
What
the
I see it
actual
is
essence of racism.
Because
Right
okay.
there.
Let's use this. Let's use this.
hate you. I don't
If a
hate you.
Mexican calls another Mexican a wetback, they may not like it, but they're gonna shoot the
Yeah,
shit, talk some
I
shit,
don't
whatever.
hate you for
But
using the
let a
word.
white man or a black man call a Mexican a fucking wetback and see how fast that shit
That's
escalates.
listen. Racism is I hate you for the color of your skin
Okay.
or
So
for
it's
you
the
saying that
intent.
word.
It's the
I
intent.
don't hate you
It's the intent behind it.
or say I don't hate you if you use that word. That's not gonna make me hate you.
It doesn't
But
make
it
me
is
hate him.
but it is gonna make me uncomfortable to tell you, yo, I don't really care about you saying that to other people. Just don't say it to me.
Because I've
And see,
seen, and this was part of the
me
conversation.
personally, I respect that.
Yes,
I do.
but this was part of the conversation that was had today. There was a friend of mine who had some Boricua homegirls that was like completely and 100% Puerto
Okay,
Rican. They
let me
didn't
stop
look
you right
black.
there. Let me stop you right there. In my opinion, Fat Joe can say it, J Lo can't. All right, go ahead.
And I don't understand. I don't understand that
It's about
because
culture.
that was the
It's
reality.
culture.
When
It's
J Lo
culture.
said it, there was an issue. When Fat Joe said it, it was cool.
Right.
But listen, there. So you have a group of people who are Latino or Hispanic who say, man, like We use the word all the time, and they use it towards each other. So yes, I may look at it and be less offended by it because I know you're not just gonna call me a nigga. You can call him a nigga, him a nigga, him a nigga, and they your same ethnicity or race or whatever, right?
Mhm.
But then when you have a non-black or non-ethnic person using the proper terms to say it, it turns your stomach, it turns your ear, it cuts an eye. Like, yo, did you just say that shit? So what I'm saying is, it's not about right or wrong, what's allowed, what's disallowed. It's about respect. And because I'm respectful, I won't call an Italian a wop because I'm respectful. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts.
For sure, for sure. But we're that doesn't include Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan literally just quoted exactly what was said by the
Okay, but you
comedian
know
that
what?
he quoted.
He could have
Doesn't
said
matter.
N
How
word.
It doesn't matter.
how can
Like,
you expect how listen, if somebody's quoting something, you got to make the exact quote. You can't
Okay,
necessarily
but you
beat
know
around
what?
the
When they
bush
write it, what do
just
they
to make
do?
somebody feel
Okay.
better.
A
don't quote it
reporter
to
or
me.
someone writes it. What do they say, Rsay? What do they write? They write in asterisk, whatever, dash, dash. They don't spell the word out, man, because
Don't
it's
quote it with
No,
me.
offensive.
sure
Don't
they
quote it
don't.
with me. You know what I'm saying? Cause now I feel like one or two ways. I feel like you're making a mockery of you know what I'm saying, the color. Like, listen, I cannot tell nobody what to say.
Right.
I can't
And
tell you what
that's
this
the ultimate.
I can tell you what to say when you're in my presence though. Like, you cannot tell me what's offensive to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't care what you've heard me say to other people, what you've heard other people say to me. You cannot tell me what you say to me is not offensive, and vice versa. I can't tell you what's offensive to you. So the way I see it is, if you're gonna use that word and you're not a person, I don't. If you're not a person of color using that word in regards to me, yeah, I'm gonna tell you like, hey, dog, like, we ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, that's like listen, I think because of the history of the word and where it came from,
Hmm.
I think about what Jay said, the intent. Like, yeah, I don't know your intent behind it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because we have a lot of closet racists.
Hmm.
So they might think, oh yeah, he'll never know the difference. He'll never know if I'm saying it in this way, like, oh man, I'm just saying you my nigga. Woo. No, no, I'm nobody's nigga. I'm not nobody's good old boy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with what people say in the comfort of their own home or on their own show. Joe Rogan can say whatever the fuck he wants to on his show. But again, if I'm in the presence of Joe Rogan and Joe Rogan says that shit around me, and the way he says it is so fucking nonchalant, it's like, dude, you have no regard for the people around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, y'all got to think about it like this. Like, I don't care. I don't care what a nigga say. Just don't say it to me. You know what I'm saying? If we homies, you gonna respect my voice. I'm gonna be like, yo, I don't appreciate that word, dog. And if one of
Yeah.
my homies came off and told me, hey, Smash, I don't appreciate you saying that. I'm gonna do my best out of respect for my friendship.
Not to say it.
All right, dog, I got you. You know what I'm
I've met
saying?
black men who have said, don't call me that. And you know what I
Yes.
do? I don't call them that.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, let's go here. It's not even about Joe Rogan being right or wrong. It's about what has been allowed. You understand what I'm saying? Because I feel like if it's offensive the first time, as just as much offensive the first time as it was the 100th or 13,000th time. So what I'm saying is, on on our part as black people, the fault is our own because the first time we heard it, we
Mhm.
didn't address it. Because I feel like what should happen in any situation, I feel like anytime anyone crosses any boundary or barrier that you have set up, you should address it right then and there. You don't have to be on no rah-rah shit. You can be very respectful. You can say, hey man, I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. Don't do that, whatever. And at that point, he's been put on notice. I'm not sure that he was put on notice. So to come back 13 fucking years later and have a fucking problem with it, I have a problem with you, motherfucker, because if it was that fucking big of a deal, the first time you heard it, you should have fucking said something.
That's the point.
No, I'm with that. I agree with that.
But that's the point. It wasn't that big a deal. Now it took 13 years for it to be a big deal.
Right.
Now,
henceforth and forevermore.
Listen, all he was, look, he's a comic and he was literally quoting these comics.
Nah, man.
You can't,
My thing
you
is
can't
this.
hold him accountable for saying.
No, he's accountable for it because
you can't you can't hold him accountable.
My thing is
for
this.
Because what he's
I've
doing
been
is
around
quoting another comedian.
A lot
If
of people
you're black,
quote a lot of people and they don't use those words, man.
Then that's
so
not the right
sometimes quoting can be a form of licensing. Well, I can say it because I'm quoting. You know what I'm saying? Like I recently watched a show where a white dude told a black dude, they looking at you like a house nigga. And I ain't like that either.
I didn't like the fact when Bill Maher said that he was a house N-word. You know what I'm saying?
Here's my point, man. My point is this.
But
okay, if it went unchecked for 13 years, that's nobody's fault but ours.
Can I tell you why it went unchecked? Because nobody gave a fuck. Nobody cared.
So why do they give a fuck today?
Because of the social situation and the biggest voice. He's the biggest voice in podcasting. He's getting millions and millions and millions
with great responsibility. With great,
but you can't. That's what I'm saying. It was 13 fucking years ago. You can't hold him accountable now because his voice is bigger now than it was back then.
Here's the whole thing.
You can't do that.
In my opinion, if a motherfucker say, "Hey, don't like what you said, don't say it again," and we're cool, and he agrees to that, and he says, "Hey," he apologizes. "Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean any harm. Won't say it again."
He's had plenty of black folks on his podcast after the video had come out.
So but here's the thing. Then that should be the end of it. However, here's the thing. Here's where it gets really, really fucking tricky, bro. Because there are other people who have said other things about other, not necessarily ethnicities, but about other groups of people, and it's unfucking pardonable. And this is what I tell people all the time, man. When you're dealing with black people, we're not asking you to treat us like we're special. We're asking for you to treat us like you treat every fucking body else. So if the gay guy is protected from racial, from sexual slurs and certain shit.
So if one, you're talking about one man, basically, and one man, every man.
His platform.
If one man can say fucking F Asians, F Hispanics, F Latinos.
I don't agree with none of that shit.
Dude, he has the right to say that because we have that right here in this
country. It is his right to say it, but it is also our right to stop fucking with him.
Exactly. Now listen, I completely agree with that. And if anybody disagreed with anything that Joe Rogan has ever said, then they would stop listening. But you know what? Nobody stopped listening. He still gets 2-3 million.
And do you know why? And do you know why? Do you know why? Because it has gotten to such a point that people are how many people accept things that they're uncomfortable with? Women do it all the fucking time. They accept situations in relationships they're uncomfortable with. Men, we accept situations in relationships we're uncomfortable with.
Nature.
We do it all the fucking time. But what I'm saying is, when it's brought to your attention, there's only two recourses to take. You apologize and you never do it again. So I'm not saying cancel Joe Rogan. If it was a fucking mistake, if it was a fucking misunderstanding, if he didn't know he was violating, then fuck it, man. Okay, you didn't know. Don't do it again. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying cancel the guy.
Yeah. And I don't
because I've said a lot of shit about a lot of people. I recently, not recently, but years ago, like a year, maybe 2 years ago, I said something that could have been interpreted as being offensive towards African people. It wasn't because I hate Africans. It's because I felt like an African had some issues with American blacks. And so I felt the way and I talked out and it came off how it came off. But since then, I've befriended some African people that are extremely cool guys. And they didn't even know about what the fuck I said, but I owed them an apology. And I said, hey, man, I had you guys pegged wrong. I thought this, thought that, thought that. And you know, they told me, they said, yeah, that's true with some of us, but not all of us, and yada, 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 and whatever.
See, I don't think Joe Rogan's that. I don't think Joe Rogan is that. I don't think Joe Rogan said these things.
I don't have the time or the patience to figure out where it came from. I don't have the time or the patience to figure out where it came from, and I shouldn't have to. If I tell you it's offensive, it needs to stop. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, fuck that. I don't agree with that.
Nope. I agree with that. Because if I call you
I don't give a fuck if it's
outside of
offensive
yourself,
to you or not. I don't care if
as
it's
a man,
offensive to you.
As a man,
I do not care if it's offensive to you or not. You take it the way you take it.
At that point, it's disrespect. At that point, it's disrespect.
No, it's not.
At that point, now it's like
I don't mean.
No, at that point, it's disrespect. Because here's the thing:
I don't mean
if you
to
tell me,
you, but you take it.
If I call you the B word, we joking around, I call you a B word, and you tap me on the shoulder and you say, "Hey, bro, like, not for nothing."
I don't like being called a bitch.
I don't appreciate that. Like, it's offensive to me, bro. If I continue to call you that after we've had that conversation, I have zero respect for you, man. And you should go in my motherfucking mouth.
Facts. And I completely agree with that. I wouldn't go in your mouth. But
I'm just saying, those are fighting words at that point because you've already told me that it's offensive.
But see, here's the difference between speech and action. Speech, you can just say whatever you want. Once you do something about it, once you act on it, once you punch somebody, that's against the law. Speech is not.
Yeah, we ain't talking about the law though, bro, because it's becoming against the law.
Man.
You know, like bullying.
Listen,
bullying.
You cannot tell me what hate speech is to me. You know what I'm saying?
You can't tell him how he should feel. But
at the same time, as an adult, I don't need to give a fuck about what your feelings are.
Exactly, but here's where it gets twisted.
Then you don't.
Here's where it gets twisted. Joe Rogan has the right to not give a fuck about how I feel about him using the word nigga. That's his right.
Right.
But it's also my right to bring the consequences to him. You feel what I'm saying?
And like I said,
he has to deal with those consequences. Yes, maybe I will go to jail. Yes, maybe I will suffer consequences. But so what I'm saying is, man, when it comes to respect and disrespect, listen, I've been in the room with motherfuckers. I talk loud. I raise my voice. I talk over people. We all do it, especially when we're drinking.
Hell yeah.
but I've been in the room with people who have said, hey, man, like where I come from, that's disrespectful, man. You don't talk. When I'm talking, you shouldn't talk over me. I could have very easily been like, who the fuck you talking to? You can't son me, yeah. But I'm built different. So I'm saying, you know what? Maybe something to what this man is saying.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, man. Listen, no disrespect intended. We move on from here. We good. So disrespect is what we consider an infraction, or what's the other word I'm looking for? There's another word I'm looking for, but it's like
other than disrespect,
violation. Okay. So disrespect is considered a violation. My motto is wherever there is a violation, there must be a demonstration. And so what that means is if you violate my kids, if you violate my family, if you violate my code or whatever, there must be a demonstration. And that demonstration is a reference to violence, bro, because I'm going to have the conversation because I'm civil. I'm going to have the conversation. But if the violation persists, as my uncle taught me as a young boy, some people don't understand anything but violence, bro. You can talk to them till you blue in the face, but if they don't get your words, now they have to deal with it otherwise, and you have to deal with it in a different manner, and that sometimes means violence. Let's look at what's going on in the world today. I don't know what's behind this shit, but I know that Russia wanted to go and bomb some motherfuckers. They want them to bow down. They want them to do this and that. America done stuck their nose in these people's business for whatever fucking reason. I know there's a reason, but at the end of the day, I'm looking at it like this, man. There was a violation and now there's a demonstration. Maybe the motherfuckers bombing people are wrong. Maybe the motherfuckers that's retaliating are retaliating with good purpose. But see, that gets lost in translation. Nobody cares. So the way you avoid all this bullshit is you take the temperature. You check, like they say, what they say, read the room, man. When you know that you're not dealing with people that's cool with that shit, just they not cool with it. I'm not gonna do it. That's like me going in a room full of
Okay.
women
Yeah,
and
you're
saying the most
perfectly right.
vulgar and
Read the room.
disrespectful thing to this gender.
You're
They're not
perfectly
gonna
right.
just accept that shit, bro.
Read the room, right? And the room that he was in at those times that he said those words, accept it.
Yeah, but it was mostly white men and
Not true.
I
Wrong.
don't want to
That's
use
not
that
true.
term, but
That's
yeah.
not true. That's not true.
So if you listen to my statement, it was mostly white men, and then there was another word I was going to use, but black people who may not have. And I'm not going to say, listen, if you're a black man and you sitting in a room with a white man and he uses the word nigga and that don't fucking touch you in a way, then we not the same. I'm just gonna be honest. We're not the same. So listen to what I'm saying, man. I'm not racist. I have nothing against white people. I have nothing against black people. I have nothing against Asians. I'm not like, who the fuck am I, man? To dislike or have issues with people because of their fucking race or nationality. Like, that's stupid as fuck to me. So it's an equal across the board thing. I will not disrespect anyone who tells me this makes me feel disrespected. It could be a straight guy that don't like gay jokes. It could be a gay guy that don't like gay jokes or straight jokes. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, when someone tells me, hey, it's not cool, but here's what I said. I stand on my position. If he was allowed to say this shit for 13 years and nobody that was ever in the room ever saw any problem with it and never said anything, then it is what it is. But at the end of the day, a lot of niggas are pussy, man. A lot of motherfuckers are pussy and they don't want to speak up, man. But then, so what happens is you've been dealing with pussy motherfuckers for so long
Yeah.
that when you encounter
Facts.
a real one and he speaks up,
Facts.
now he wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He not wrong. He just saying what them other motherfuckers didn't have the balls to say.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't say that that person's wrong. I would say that that person's actually saying something that a lot of people would agree with. You know what I'm saying? But when it
Maybe,
comes to
but my thing is, why do we have to depend on spokespersons and spokespeople? Like, we should all feel comfortable saying, "Hey, man, that makes me uncomfortable." And if it doesn't, let's get back to Fat Joe. If it doesn't make you uncomfortable, and this guy has a pass to say it, then let him say it, and don't come back 10 years later talking about, "Oh, you said." No, don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
right,
But if there
right,
was one motherfucker that didn't like Fat Joe saying it, they should have spoken then. They should have put it out there then. They should have been in the comments then. You understand what I'm saying? So people do
absolutely.
what you allow, man. And that's why I'm a big advocate of the
Here's the
first
thing.
time. Hmm?
No, I was just gonna say, here's the thing about culture. Culture plays a big part into it. Now, in my culture, that word meant my brother, basically. You know what I'm saying? When
When
you're
you say
talking
it
to
to
somebody,
people from your culture. But when
yes,
you say it to, so if you said it to me,
and you have a problem with it, so I would
no,
not
but
say
but
it to
here's the
you
thing. If you
anymore.
said it to
That's my
me and I'm
thing.
like, Rsay a good dude, I know that's not where it came from, whatever. I might be like, fuck it, I ain't gonna say nothing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You might say that shit to Smash, and before you know it, it's gunshots and blood running and all kind of stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? So
A whole race war and shit.
yeah, you feel me? So I'm saying that as a joke, but I'm saying it like to illustrate a point, man. Like, we can never assume that what's cool with one person or one group of people is cool with the entire race, because it's not like that.
I get it, and I completely understand that. But at the same time, it's like this. What if that one person did not have that issue? What if that one person did not have a problem with him saying it? You can't hold him accountable for that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like if we're in a whole room, let's say we're in a whole room together, and I'm talking to you, Jay. I was like, yeah, man, blah, 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 N-word, this and that. Am I right, Smash? Yo, this motherfucking N-word, blah, 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 blah. And y'all don't have a problem with it. And then I say it out loud, and one person out of 100 has a problem with it. Now it's all of a sudden a big fucking deal. Now all of a sudden
If you
everybody
respect
has a
that
problem with
person,
it just because one person has a
no, it's
problem with
not
it.
even about that. If you respect that one person, then you'll switch that shit up. Because let me explain this to you,
What
man.
if I don't know that person? I don't give a shit
It
about that
doesn't
person.
matter, man. Disrespect is this. So
Disrespect is
where I come
universal,
from, I
man.
can only
Like
speak of where I come from. Where I come
facts.
from, disrespect will be the cause of someone's demise, man.
And where I come
Literally.
from, the
If I
N
bump a
word,
motherfucker,
where I come from, the
and
N word, it does not mean
okay,
that.
so
You know what I'm saying?
let me explain this. Where I come from, if you bump a motherfucker in the club and you don't say I'm sorry or my bad, or
Or
you ain't got to
excuse
kiss
me.
his ass, but you acknowledge that, hey man, that wasn't intentional,
Right.
then it's taken as intentional. And whatever the fuck happens after that just happens after that. You feel what I'm saying? So because I have a heightened sense of awareness when it comes to being respectful and being disrespectful, I try my best not to be disrespectful. There have been some jokes that I've made with you guys that I've afterwards felt like, God damn, man, did I go too far? Because I'm big on respect. You feel what I'm saying?
You ain't never crossed the line, yo. I crossed the line. And you know what? I'm happy to cross the line. And I like to live on that edge a little bit. Not to the point where I'm disrespecting everybody that I know, but to the point where everybody that's around me knows what I mean. Does that make sense?
I have a question for you. You said earlier that you don't have an issue with Fat Joe saying it, but you have an issue with J Lo saying it.
Correct.
What's the difference? Because they're both Puerto Ricans.
Culture. Fat Joe didn't grow up like J Lo did. J Lo grew up as an actress, dancer, you know, trying to make it big, going to Juilliard and shit like that. Fat Joe sold crack. He was in the streets, and it was way different, yo. And like, listen, man, I even told you earlier, I didn't grow up being Puerto Rican like that. I was
Right.
Puerto Rican, but I had Timberland boots on, listening to hip hop, and I
Mm-hmm.
stayed on the corner, yo. And if you know anything about my podcast, you know goddamn well that when I fucking skipped school, I would do breaking and entering. I would break into people's houses and steal their shit.
Yeah.
That's what I did. So to
So
me,
is that
that
black culture?
word,
Is breaking in houses black
no, no, no,
culture?
no, 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 not at
It's
all.
not.
No, not at all. But the people that I hung with were black and Puerto Rican. There was no differentiating whether you were black or Puerto Rican except for food. That was the only fucking thing. Oh, yo, you're gonna cook some arroz con gandules? Hell yeah, we're gonna go over there today. We're gonna eat some of y'all food. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, y'all
I
making
get it.
motherfucking. Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
get
It,
it.
it's it to me personally.
But you can't
I can
project your
I can
personal
I can
preferences.
only speak. That's right. I can only speak personally.
You know what I'm
And to
saying?
Yeah,
me,
and that's what it
that
is too.
word, to me,
Like
when I say you my nigga, that means y'all my niggas, man. Y'all like I fuck with y'all
But here's
hard.
the thing, like we may not take it that way,
But
but you
that's
could
only if you don't
literally
know
say it.
me,
If
though.
it's
That's
four of us
only
on the
if you don't
panel,
know me.
you might have two motherfuckers that don't take it that way. Two other motherfuckers take it offensive. So here's my thing. When it comes to, let's use the LGBT community plus them
S needs to be in that.
the alphabet mafia. That's what I like
Yeah.
to call them. Listen, no, I'm not saying that to be funny.
Nah,
I'm just
fact,
that's
fact.
what I
It's
call them.
good. Yeah, I like it.
So when it comes to saying shit to them, I know that I have some partners of mine. Not they ain't partners like that, but they're fucking partners of mine. People I know who are part of that community who would be like, I'm the baddest motherfucking faggot out here. Da 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 da. Right?
I've I've actually picked up people like that in my
Right.
Uber, man. You know what I'm
That's what I'm
saying?
saying.
They're
And they
proud of
out
that
blatant and
shit.
they bold and they not sensitive. They don't give a fuck. If you don't like
Facts.
it,
Exactly.
da 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 da.
My
It is
thing
what it is. That's
is,
your right.
my thing is that word has been used since the beginning of time. Now, do I associate with motherfuckers who feel like they can just use that shit all freely? I don't care what color you is.
Because you
If you
can't
ain't, if you
say
ain't one,
it.
huh?
Because even in my presence, if I'm
If you ain't one
amongst
of mine, I don't
friends,
want to hear you say it.
if I'm
Period.
chilling with my homegirl that's with her two gay friends, and them two gay friends is cool with me, and we get in your Uber and you say faggot, they ain't gotta say nothing. Cause I'ma say something. Like, hey,
Facts.
bro, come on, man.
My
Like,
thing,
let's
my
not do
thing,
that.
my thing. Listen, what you like is what you like. I ain't gonna never disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't want you to disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? But now, if you get hostile and disrespectful with me, then shit, what the fuck you think I'm gonna do? Just sit there and take it? No. If you say something offensive to me, I'm going to say something offensive to you, and that's just where it is. I never go out my way and blatantly disrespect anybody.
Me
But
either.
now, if I feel that I'm being disrespected, and I've already told you several times, hey, we don't do that over here, and you continue to do it,
Now it's a problem.
now it's a problem. Now that's like what it is. Like my man Styles would say, you don't get to walk up and punch me in the face and choose how I'm gonna react to it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that. I feel like you punching me in my face, you coming to my nigga, you a bitch, you a this, you know that. That's the equivalent to spitting on me. And spitting on me
Right.
is the worst shit you could do to me. So
Right.
once you come in my face and you pointing your fingers and you a nigga and woo woo and this and that, oh man, that's fighting words, dog. We ain't got nothing else to talk about. Especially when I done told you, like, I have a very low tolerance and I'm willing to say, hey, you know what? I'm the bigger person. Listen, I don't do that word. You know what I'm saying? Choose a different word, because that's like cursing and shit in front of your kids. You know what I'm saying? Or in front of my kids. Like, dog, we not doing that. Like, if I ask you, hey, yo, can you tone down the cursing? We got kids here, and you still feeling, man, fuck you,
Yeah.
fuck your
I would
kids. Da, da, da,
respect
da.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm
Now,
saying,
Absolutely.
man.
I think it's
Absolutely.
just
Now, I'm just saying, okay, we have this
So you said
person.
earlier, this is the only problem I had with what you said earlier. Man, if you've been using the N word, you've been dropping N bombs all night, and you with five black dudes, and they allow you to do that shit. I'm not there. I'm not in it. That's none of my fucking business, man.
I wouldn't
But
do that
but
personally.
what I'm
I'm
saying
just
is,
saying.
don't allow the fact that someone has allowed it to make you comfortable enough to just throw that shit out there any and
Yeah.
everywhere, because there's a
Okay.
group of
Right.
people that ain't going for that shit.
You have to be able to feel comfortable in your own skin and comfortable with the people around you to be able to say that word. Correct.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. But that
Rogan's
does
problem was, so I refer to this as the season of not. We are in the season of not, my friend. And the season of not is nothing more than this, man. Do not do things that could potentially get you canceled. We're all trying to fucking make it. We're all trying to fucking get to the
facts,
mountaintop.
facts.
Let's
But
stop
at what
doing
point
shit.
Because
but at
because
what point does
listen,
it
you
become
have
fake?
people, you have people out here who blatantly know that shit will get under your skin, so they'll piss you off on purpose. They know, that shit is an offensive ass word. Now, I'm not saying everybody does it with that intent, but out here in the world, there are
Love.
people who literally say that word because they know it's going to get to you. You have people out here who
Yeah.
really be asking for a death wish, bro. They don't give a fuck, especially, you know how we always say the motherfucker that put on the black ones, they ain't got a care in the fucking world. Well,
They
that's
don't
how
give a shit.
people carry themselves, with that word. Like, nigga, I called you a nigga, and what? Do something. So you have people who are habitual line steppers. Like, they will step that line because they feel like they are the baddest motherfucker walking. So you have people that will definitely cross that line and won't give two fucks about it. Especially white people. White people, listen, y'all remember the dude that was in the store with the tea? And Buddy ass kept
Yes.
telling his ass, look, stop calling me a nigga. He kept warning him, stop calling me a nigga. And Buddy kept doing it. So when he whacked his ass with that damn can of tea, Buddy ass knew what time it was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't have the patience for the bullshit. Like,
you know
that
what I have
word
an
is-
issue with?
Go
I
ahead.
have an issue with the fact that if a white man calls me a nigga, I got to swallow that shit. But if a straight man calls a gay guy out his name, he could potentially be charged. I have a problem with that. You're on mute, brother. We can't hear you.
Sorry. No, they can't. No, if a man decides to call a gay man or a homosexual man a faggot, no, I don't believe that he should be charged with anything. I really don't. The only thing that needs to be charged is if there is a reaction from the other person. If the other person hits the other person, then yes,
I
that
believe in
right
freedom
there.
of speech. I
That
believe in
is free.
freedom of
That
speech.
that is
Until
freedom of
you
speech.
cross the
I
line.
do. But here's what I'm
That is
saying. What
freedom
I'm
of speech.
saying
The
is,
moment that you take action and try to assault someone else,
what I'm
that's
saying
where
is this. Let's treat all infractions the same. That's all I want, man. Let me explain something to you about black people.
I agree.
We
I
never
agree.
asked.
I
We
agree
have
with you.
never, in my opinion,
agree
and
with
maybe
you.
there were some, but we have never really, in truth and honesty, asked to be accepted. We ask that you treat us as human fucking beings. And when you can't do that, God damn it, the guns come out.
Everything
The
else
knives
is
come
irrelevant.
out. The fist ball
Everything
up.
after the conversation is
Eh.
irrelevant. Once you start treating me like a fucking stray dog,
That's
all
what I'm
that
saying.
other
So
shit
we
goes
can't
out
get.
the window.
Has that happened to y'all?
Yes.
I
It
would love
happens
to hear
every day,
it.
man.
I
So
would
here's the
love to
thing:
hear
if
it.
you can't treat everybody the fucking same, that's where we're going with it. If you can't treat everybody the fucking, how the fuck is it that I can be gay and have more rights than a motherfucker that can't? I'm not saying that a person that's gay can control whether or not
I
they're
agree
gay.
with you. I agree
But here's
with
what
you.
I'm saying: how is it that a person that's gay is more accepted than a motherfucker that's black? I can't help the color of my goddamn skin. I didn't choose this shit.
Facts.
Nah, yo, there's no doubt about it that the LGBTQ community surpassed whatever black
Well, let me say this though. Let me
rights
say
and all
this
that
though.
kind of stuff.
I have not
There's
met
no
very
fucking doubt
many
about it.
people from
They
that community.
surpassed that shit.
Let me say this. I have not met very many people from that community who are racist because they know what it's like to be ostracized. They know what it's like to be discriminated against.
Facts. I agree.
They know what it's like to be the name calling and shit. But you know what's crazy, man? There are some I'm trying to think of
racist ass faggots. That's what you want to say.
I'm not gonna say that.
But I'll
Yeah,
say it. And I'm okay with saying that.
Listen, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you entitled to say what you want. I ain't gonna say it.
But you gotta bear the
you know,
consequences of that, Rsay.
But there's
Yeah.
true. No, but
You have to bear the
we have to
consequences of
understand.
that, man.
But that even now. But look, but we have
Because
to understand that
I have
the
gay
words that
relatives.
That's
I
what
have
I'm
gay
saying. I got
friends.
people that I love who are
Exactly.
gay, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
yo,
why I won't say it.
Me too. Me too.
You know?
Yo, there's there's no doubt about it. And I love the people. I love my family, and my
And because of
family
that,
have
I don't
have
want to
black,
ever.
brown, LGBTQ. They have and I love every single one
I
of them.
don't
And I
ever want
don't
to
join.
inflict any type of
They go through
pain
that shit
or
every day, getting called that word by people that they don't love or don't love them. So I'm not gonna add salt to that wound just because I love you. Oh
Exactly.
yeah,
Sure.
I'm gonna use that word. Nah, I'm
Facts.
cool on that.
I and I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. But when I say things like that, when I say what I just said, it has nothing to do with my family. It doesn't. It has literally everything to do with what y'all just said, the people that y'all talked about, the specific group that is that, because there is racist LGBTQ people out there. There is.
it's a thing.
Facts.
It's a thing.
Definitely a thing.
Everybody see
But
here.
most
When I first started
aren't that
podcasting,
way,
I had
though.
this one topic that everybody was racist. Everyone, and I mean everyone
I don't agree
on
with
this
that.
planet has some sort of racism in them. and
If
that
I'm
is
racist, I can
fucking
only speak
facts.
for me. So I won't speak for everybody. If there's
That's my
any
point.
racist bone
That's
in
my
my
point.
body,
It's anecdotal.
okay,
It's done by each person.
exactly. So if there's any racist bone in my body, it's because these motherfuckers taught me how to be a fucking racist, man. Let me
And it's
explain
a
something to you about
circle.
children, man.
It's
Have you ever
cyclical.
seen
It's very
children that
cyclical.
don't know shit about shit? They play with the white ones, the Latino ones, the black ones. All we know is we playing, we having fun, we eating ice cream, the music is playing. We don't give a fuck about none of that shit. And
I
then
hear
here
you.
comes motherfucking Bobby Ballhead, the goddamn skinhead motherfucker. And he gonna say some stupid shit. And then here comes goddamn Hood Tony. He gonna say some shit. And then here comes goddamn Javier or who the fuck ever. He gonna say some shit. Now you got these little, listen, bro, when I was in elementary school, my best friends, we used to tease each other. Well, we didn't tease each other, but we later on, when we grew and understand things, we teased about the shit. You had a fucking, and I'm gonna use the N word here and the C word. You had a nigga. Well, it wasn't a C word. You had a nigga, a German, and a Jew. Best friends. Three amigos.
Racist.
Three fucking amigos, dog.
They were three white dudes. They see that's racist.
No, I was the nigga.
I meant in the movie. My bad.
So you had a nigga, a German, and a Jew. We know the history of Germans and Jews. We know the history of Negroes, and like everybody hated us just because, like, man, fuck it. Like, we German, but we don't like you motherfuckers for real. You know what I'm saying? The fucking Jews ain't really give a shit. You know what I'm saying? So here's what I'm saying, bro. At the end of the day, it was a running joke with our friendship because it was an unlikely crew of motherfuckers. We were the true fucking rat pack, nigga. Like, we was on some other shit. You feel me? But at the end of the day, I grew and I grew to understand some things, and I was like, you know what, man? Like, that was the most unlikely friendship.
Yeah.
But it was because we were children and we didn't care. Ask me if we're friends now.
Y'all
We're
friends now?
not.
I was just gonna ask. Yeah, y'all are. Y'all best friends. Y'all married.
I haven't seen these motherfuckers in years. And part of it has to do with the fact that society at some point got in our heads and taught us that y'all aren't supposed to be thick as thieves. Y'all aren't supposed to be comrades or whatever. But society also did this other little tricky thing where it said, because you don't look like them, your opportunities will be better. Because you
That's racism. That's
racism is
racism.
real, bro.
That's
Racism is
racism.
real. So listen, if at
If you
10
are
years
taught that
old,
your opportunities are less than this next person, that's racism, and that's
if at 10
wrong, and it
years
should
old
not be taught.
he would have said, man, I love you, you my nigga, maybe it would have been received a little differently than at 40
Facts.
years old. And he say, what's up, my nigga? It
Yeah.
feels different.
Yeah, it does. All right, fellas. I gotta get ready for work.
Me too, man. I gotta go. This
Thank you,
topic was
everybody.
too deep on the
Seriously.
back end of what we just did, man.
I know for
Oh
facts.
shit, man.
Thank you everybody for joining, for watching, for listening. This was Measure of Men After Hours. Yes, it got deep. I apologize, but
You ain't gotta
honestly,
apologize, man. We talk that shit
You
regardless.
just said you ain't apologizing for shit. You can goddamn
nah,
stand your ground.
I apologize for bringing what we had down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
But
brought it down.
You
That
didn't
was a
bring
downer,
shit
man.
down.
please,
No, he brought that
everybody.
shit down. He did. I didn't
Yeah,
fuck that shit. He brought it down.
facts.
That nigga ain't
That's
bring
why I'm gonna
nothing
go with
down
Smash
with
first.
me.
Smash, please give up your podcast and everything and how
Man,
everybody
it's
can
Bet the
follow
House
you.
podcast.
I ain't even gonna do it for Jay.
Always betthehouse.com. You can catch everything right there in one spot.
Yeah, facts. Jay.
Listen, go and follow Jay the Bad Guy at the Cognac Room podcast.
The bad
Nah, man.
guy.
like it's a dope ass conversation. It's one that needed to be had. I appreciate you for even being open to it. Um, you can find me at the Cognac Room Podcast on all platforms. You can find us. I say me, but it's us. It's not just me. There are two lovely female co-hosts. And there are two honorary members that are on the platform tonight. But you can definitely find us on Grind City. You can find us on YouTube. Just follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook. Let's have some fun, man. Like we about to take this shit up another level. Cause quiet as kept, Smash don't really want to retire, but he's bored. So we got to entertain this motherfucker.
See, that's
You
the
dig?
problem. Yep. Exactly.
Oh shit, man!
Yep.
Look,
I'm
I'm here.
he tired of people not talking to him back. That's what it
We
is.
gonna we gonna do this podcast consultation, and we gonna get these podcasts in order out here, man. Because it's some
Facts.
genuine podcasters out here, and it's some podcasters who just need that extra push. You know what I'm saying? And they could be up there with the cognac rooms, with the Rsay pods, with the bet the houses,
With the bet the houses.
with the Frocasts and the
Yeah.
brunch hours and all that. It's a lot of dope podcasts. Like it's a dope time to be a podcaster right now. But it's the upper echelon, it's the elites, and then it's the ones that not quite there. But if just they get the right push, the right piece of motivation,
They need that big
gonna be
smash
right where
rub.
they gonna be
Or that or
they
that
gonna be
RC,
right where
or
they
that
need to
RC
be.
bump.
Here we go.
Oh, you ain't telling about the RSA bump. You got to
He
tell
don't know
Smash
nothing
about the
about
RSA
he
bump.
don't know nothing about the RC bump right now. We
Here
go,
we go.
we go keep that secret.
Oh shit, man.
No, I really
Or maybe they
appreciate
just
y'all.
need
Seriously.
a shot with Jay.
Hey, what?
You know,
Okay.
maybe they just
Hey.
need a shot with Jay. God
A
damn it,
chat with
'cause
Jay, man. Y'all gotta come fuck with me. Y'all gotta come
Yeah.
fuck with me. But listen, man, I
Jay
want to
has
give you
me-
guys your roses real quick, and then we can
Jay
get the
has
fuck
me
off here,
spitting
man.
on them shots with Jay's boy.
I want to thank. No, listen, man. I want to thank Rsay for being like the most supportive motherfucker that I ever encountered in this fucking game. That's not to take anything away from Smash because Smash has been a hell of a supporter. But Smash you made me better by being very supportive and just
I've been
being
saying this since day
ingenuitive
one, straight up.
and doing
Yep.
your shit.
I agree.
Smash has been so important by just being Smash because Smash is competitive. And
Facts.
let me tell you something about Smash, man. Smash is the type of motherfucker like if you latch on to this nigga, if you link up with this nigga, he is going to make you a better fucking podcaster. I swear to God. I put that
Word
on
is
everything.
bond. Word
I
is
put that
bond.
on everything. You cannot get in the ring with Ali and not come out of that bitch a better boxer. It don't happen like that.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? So I show love and respect, man. I pay homage to this nigga because like this nigga is a good dude, man. Oh, I'm using the N-word. Never mind. I gotta take it all back now.
See what I mean?
This brother,
See what I
this
mean?
brother's a good dude, man. He's a good dude. He's misunderstood, but that's most geniuses are. He's the Kanye of the fucking podcast community. But
Appreciate that.
if you really, if you look past, the bravado, and if you look past, the shenanigans, like he's a good dude and he showed love, man. He taught me. I didn't come into this game knowing how to show love to other podcasters. I learned that shit from Smash, bro. Smash taught me inadvertently. He didn't sit down and write a book and just say, do this, do this, do this. But what he did is by demonstration, by example, he showed me that, man, you get more love by showing. God
Facts.
damn it, I feel like I'm preaching. You get more love by showing love, bro.
Facts.
Word is bond.
Listen, man.
I'm going to leave it
look,
there.
I have seen you two brothers, you know what I'm saying, since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? When we started all of this, y'all some really good deep dudes, man. So
Thank you, man.
we don't do this shit. This ain't fake love we showing, dog. Like these are genuinely my people. You know what I'm saying? Like off this podcast, when we hit stop record, we the same way when we hit on record. We don't
That's
Facts.
you know
right.
what I'm saying? And that's the
That's
beauty of
facts.
it. We hold each other accountable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Shout out to
real
Morio.
shit.
shout out to Morio. Shout out to my boy Rod. I talk to Rod every day because we in this fantasy basketball shit.
Listen,
But
Rod, I talk to Rod. I don't talk to him as much as you do. But Rod
but
need to come back, man. I've been
He's a good
telling him he need to
dude.
fucking come back.
Facts.
but listen, man, like that's genuine, you know. You have those podcasters who collab with each other and they don't really like each other. They just feel like they using each other for to get what they want. But these brothers here, I'm telling you, the shot of J's keep me on my toes. When I listen to the dark therapy sessions, I be
Hey,
like, yo, these dudes here, it takes so much courage to get on here and talk about the shit that y'all talk about, dog. So, you know what I'm saying?
thank you, man.
Kudos to y'all for doing that shit. And we just gonna keep rocking, man. Like, we just gonna keep
Hell
rocking.
yeah.
You know, we had a ball with this damn debate. Shout out to Jay, man. Jay did his thing. We had a ball with these damn debates. You know what I'm saying? That's what
Pulled it
we
off
doing.
in the
Just
last round, boy.
facts. We gonna keep rocking. But yeah, man, I do gotta cut out. I appreciate you fellas as always. We gonna tap back in with y'all real soon.
Hell
Absolutely,
yeah.
bro.
Thanks for being here, Smash. I really appreciate you. And for everybody, this was kind of a continuation from my last episode. So I'm glad you guys were able to watch it. And thank you for everybody. Smash, Jay, Morio. Yo, I know you didn't join, but yo, check out Measurement every Thursday on IG. It's either going to be on IG or on StreamYard. So in order to figure that out, you have to follow all of us. So that
And
is
catch the
Bet
let
the
up.
House Podcast 2021, the Cognac Room Podcast, At the Sound of My Voice, and Rsay Podcast. That's the only way you all figure it out. So please do that. Thank y'all for being a part of this. I really do appreciate it. It was a deep topic, and I'm glad that I had you guys on here to discuss it. So I'll holla at y'all. Thank you so much. Peace.
Peace.